Hey guys, I just thought I'd put a quick video together for you on the first home loan deposit scheme. There are updates on this. There's quite a few updates though. I thought I would go through them so you are on top of things when it comes to buying your first home. There's been a number of announcements made in conjunction with the budget, which is due to be announced tonight as of the 11th of May. The point is they pre-announced these things for the budget, and there's been a lot of stuff in the news for first homeowners, so I thought I would get this information out to you as soon as possible. First off the rank is, and that's what I've kind of seen on my news feed, is the 2% deposit. It's a good headline grabber and it gets your attention. It certainly got my attention. What this one was about was the 2% deposit available for single parents. So basically, if you're a single parent, you can get into the housing market off a 2% deposit. Before I go on, actually, with this site, I'll put this in on the links because this actually gives you all the information you need to know if you think you qualify. What I would say, and this is from experience from my previous clients, is that it can be quite confusing. So if you get confused, don't worry, it's normal. What you should do if you're buying your first home is engage a mortgage broker, because a mortgage broker, A, they're going to know if you can get approved for the loan in the first place, and then B, they're going to be able to figure out which of these schemes that you qualify for. Because the first home loan deposit scheme, there's probably three different kind of things you can qualify for depending on what you want to do. There's also first homeowner grant. There's also the first home owner concession here in Victoria. So full disclosure, I'm a mortgage broker. That's what I do. I put together these things for clients so that at the end of the day, they can get into their first home. So mortgage broker is going to have all the knowledge and skill to get you to achieve that. So it's kind of a shortcut. But having said that, check this site out and go over it, and there's a lot of information on it, so you definitely won't be behind if you get on this site. So back to the actual news. For the family home guarantee, that's the new kind of name they've got for the single parent one. There'll be 10,000 spots for that. So additionally to that news, which has kind of been hidden with all the other budget spruiking, is the extension of the existing first home loan deposit scheme, the previous kind of versions of the first home loan deposit scheme. So what I might actually do is just explain to you what the actual scheme does, because I don't think a lot of people know what it actually is. So it first got bought out January 1 last year. So 10,000 spots. And what it actually does is when you go for a home loan, you have to put down a deposit. So generally the minimum deposit is 5% of the purchase price of the property. Because your deposit is so small, you have to pay what's called a lender's mortgage insurance, which is basically an insurance that the lender takes out, which you pay for, that covers the lender in case you can't make payment. Generally, a cost on that is 3 or 4% of the purchase price if you got a 5% deposit. So let's put some numbers around that. If you want to buy at 600 grand and you got 5% deposit, which is 30 grand, you would need another 3 or 4% saved up to get yourself into the housing market. So you would need to save another 18 to 24 grand to get yourself into the market, which is quite a lot of money. And that's why this scheme really helps out first home buyers. So there were 10,000 spots of that, and they went, and then July 1 last year, they bought out another 10,000 spots. And then what they decided to do, because of the pandemic, to help the economy out, is bring out another 10,000 spots, but only have them for new properties, so house and land. So the idea was that would help the economy because it employs a whole heap of people to build a house. And so that's been in place, and that's still been available. And they've actually announced another 10,000 spots for that come July 1 this year. What is most exciting about these announcements, which has actually been hidden, I had to have a look and find it, was they've also announced another 10,000 spots for existing homes, which is quite big. In my area of outer southeast Melbourne, you can still actually buy a house for under 600 grand. Now that is the actual cap for the scheme. So the maximum price you can pay for a home is 600 grand in this scheme. So that's very exciting because last year during the pandemic, I had quite a number of first homeowners wanting to take advantage of this scheme. But of course, we had the pandemic and the lockdowns, and people decided, quite understandably, that they didn't want to go ahead and buy a house. Since then, the 10,000 spots run out and they couldn't actually access the scheme because they didn't have enough savings. So they only had the 5% and they didn't have the other 3 or 4% to cover the mortgage insurance. So the exciting thing is a lot of these guys are going to be able to get into the market off that 5% deposit. My suggestion is, if you want access to it, it's made the 11th now and we've got July 1. So to actually access it, it does take quite a bit of time because you've got to organise the actual loan application, which is quite a bit of work that the mortgage broker needs to undertake. We need to figure out which lender's the best. We need to take into consideration things like particular lenders are taking a couple of months. That's right, a couple of months to actually pre-approve their clients. What that actually means is it could be a couple of months before you actually have access to the scheme. Now, if a lender operates like that and all the 10,000 spots are gone within a couple of months, well, it actually means you don't have access to the scheme, even though you qualify. There's other things as well with things that even if they issue you a spot on the scheme, you've only got 90 days. If it takes the lender 2 months to approve you, then you've got real problems in kind of only having a month to buy the house and settle it. And that's why I say go to a mortgage broker, because they're going to understand the timings that are required. They're going to understand the lenders where you're most likely able to get approved, and they're going to pull it all together for you. So that's what I would recommend. I would recommend to use a broker in your local city, because they're going to know the local laws. Having said that, I'm happy for people to get in contact for assistance. I'm in Melbourne, so anyone that's in Melbourne, feel free to reach out. You can find my details online. And that is all. Thanks.